Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we focus on one of the most defining moments in Nigeria's recent history, the mass street protests over the 2025 fuel subsidy removal. What began as a government policy shift quickly escalated into widespread anger, demonstrations, and nationwide tension. The streets didn't stay quiet. From Lagos to Abuja, Port Harcourt to Jos, and across smaller towns and rural areas, Nigerians poured out in protest, voicing their frustration over what they saw as yet another blow to their daily survival. Let's take you through the key moments, cities, and citizen reactions that defined this wave of resistance in 2025. The announcement of the total removal of fuel subsidy came in early 2025 as part of an economic reform package intended to reduce government spending and attract foreign investments. The policy was backed by top financial experts and international partners, but on the streets of Nigeria, it landed like a thunderbolt. Within 24 hours of the announcement, transport fares doubled, food prices surged, and small businesses began to feel the pinch. Citizens took to social media, and within days, what started as online outrage became massive physical protests. In Lagos, thousands gathered at Oyota, Ikea, and CMS. Buses refused to move. Traders shut their shops. Protesters held signs saying no to suffering. We are tired, and fuel is life, not luxury. The city witnessed several standoffs between peaceful demonstrators and security operatives, with videos of tear gas and stampedes circulating online. Abuja wasn't silent either. Protesters marched from the city gate toward the National Assembly complex, chanting songs of unity and resistance. Civil society groups, students, and labor unions joined forces, demanding a reversal or at least a softer implementation of the policy. Some were seen carrying cooking pots and empty jerrycans, symbols of hunger and scarcity. In Kano, the protests took on a more intense form. Youths blocked major roads, set up bonfires, and demanded immediate action from state leaders. Police presence grew heavier, but the people stood their ground, saying the cost of living had become unbearable. Port Harcourt, Enugu, Benin City, and even smaller cities like Abeokuta and Makurdi saw parallel demonstrations. Fuel stations were shut down in fear of vandalism, and economic activity slowed as the protests intensified. By midweek, labor unions called for a nationwide strike, grounding airports, banks, and government offices. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) made it clear they would not back down unless urgent palliatives were introduced. Some of the most emotional scenes came from elderly citizens who joined the marches with tears in their eyes. One woman was heard saying, "I've lived through subsidy removals before, but this one has broken us." Another protester added, "They said this would help the economy. But what about the people? We're the economy." In the heat of the protests, students across universities also organized their own marches, shutting down campuses in solidarity with market women, transport workers, and the unemployed. Youth groups took the lead online and offline, coordinating peaceful protests, sharing safety tips, and calling for dialogue. Social media was on fire with hashtags like #SubsidyRemovalProtest 2025, #FixNigeriaNow, #NairaPain, and #OurSufferingIsReal. Trending across platforms, influencers, celebrities, and even some lawmakers voiced support for the people, urging the government to act fast. Eventually, the federal government issued statements promising relief, including transportation vouchers, food subsidies, and wage adjustments. But by then, the damage had been done. Trust had eroded, and many citizens said they felt unheard and overlooked. The 2025 street protests over subsidy removal were not just about petrol. They were about survival, economic justice, and the widening gap between policymakers and the people. It was a loud reminder that every policy affects real lives, and every decision must be made with empathy and foresight. As Nigeria continues to navigate its economic future, the voices that rose from the streets in 2025 will not be forgotten.